So, like I said before, this story is called The Midnight Dancer. So, and no, that's why I'm saying it again. Shut up. Okay, so, I'm going to tell this story from the perspective of who it's about. So I'll be using the pronoun I. So, I was lying in my bed, I live alone in a one-story building at the end of a one-lane road that's off of a lone dirt path off of a lone country road. And so there's a relatively big garden that I have in my house. But one night I felt this uneasiness, and so I got up and I checked the doors, checked the windows, everything was locked. But as I went back to go into my room, I caught something. My eye was caught by something in my backyard moving. It was a person, and as my eyes adjusted to the dark outside, I could see it was a clown. He was dancing around, he was spinning, he was like a ballerina. He had this big, just joyous smile on his face, spinning, and occasionally he would disappear behind something that seemed impossible to disappear behind. My rake, my tree, my bush, even my lawnmower. And he would appear seconds later in a different part of the yard. And I stood there and watched him all day, or all night. And he danced all night. The next night, I went to go see if he was there again. I should have stayed asleep, because there was again, dancing, disappearing, reappearing, dancing. These just wonderful routines with that same smile painted on his face. As he continued to dance, he disappeared behind an object, like he did, and then he just never reappeared. I went back to sleep. Next night is when I really should have stayed asleep, because once more, there he was dancing. And I finally had the thought, thank goodness he has not seen me yet. Until it was like he heard my thought, and he looked straight at me. And it was as if it was the first time he saw me. And he disappeared again. The next night, I saw him, and he was digging some kind of a hole, like a dog. It was amazing how quickly he dug. And then he looked at me again, and he showed me this flower, and then he began running towards my window, and I couldn't do anything other than I shook my head no, like, don't come over here, don't do this. And he stopped dead in his tracks and looked at me, and his painted on smile, that smile, it turned upside down. He looked sad. He looked around as if he wanted to come in. And this was the final night that I really, really should have stayed in bed. He disappeared behind my bush, and he didn't reappear for several seconds. I thought maybe he had gone until he hadn't reappeared for several seconds, and then behind me I heard my closet door creak open.
Is that the end?
Yeah.